We finally have yet another update. Welcome to patch 137 for Returnal. And the first thing I want to just mention is that just like usual, I uploaded my save data to the cloud immediately after installing this patch, and my auto updates will remain permanently off until for as long as I own this game. And I personally don't mind just doing the manual updates, but I'm going to keep it off. And the funny thing is that they didn't even warn us to turn off the automatic updates this time around in comparison to the previous patches that they released. But about the auto updates, they said, reminder, they said something different this time. Reminder that if you have the automatic updates turned on, the game will close while in rest mode in order to install the update. But where's the warning where it says, where's the heads up for everybody that owns this game today, or it doesn't matter if you finish the game or not? Where's the heads up? So is it apparently, I'm guessing that it's supposed, maybe it's safe now to turn the automatic updates on? That's my biggest question. Now, I'm going to tell you guys now, I already got my save data, so I'm not playing for my cloud storage. So it looks like I retained my save data. And I just finished this game from this past Tuesday, but I'm not going to talk about the ending. I'm not going to spoil anything, because look, I don't even have an objective. So that's how you guys know that I finished the game, but I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm going to start looking for some particular items to probably, maybe I'll unlock the secret ending just to mess around. But I've been playing other games. And I want to say this real quick before I run through these patch notes that's going to be listed in the description for you guys to read and check out for yourselves, but I'm also going to discuss them. So I'm not going to go for like a couple minutes. I have some things to say. But I haven't had any issues. I haven't crashed. I haven't frozen. My PlayStation 5 hasn't locked up to the point where I have to unplug it. Because a lot of people have mentioned it. I haven't lost any of my save data or anything like that. So I feel like I got really lucky from my experience. But the only issue that stood out to me that I experienced from my playthrough was the audio bugs, where you get into a combat and makes that noise. That was just really scary in a way where I had to turn it off. I had to go to my settings. Let me show y'all. I had to go to my settings. It had nothing to do with the master volume or the music. I had to go down to the volume, customize the volume of sound effects to disable the audio bugs that was taking place during combat. So that's gonna be the main thing that stood out to me from these patch notes today. And the only thing that I can mention as far as problems that I've had all the way from start to finish. But the audio bugs never occurred to me until I got to a particular area, but I'm not gonna mention it. But I'll basically say a little bit. I mean, I guess they occur around this particular act, I'll say. But I don't know how far you guys got. Maybe some of you guys lost your save data, but I would definitely continue to take the precaution to upload your save data to the cloud for regardless. As you guys take your time to play through this game, any update, as soon as you install an update, keep that auto update off, because I wouldn't even re-enable it. At least on my system, I'm gonna keep it off for as long as I have this game. And you just don't know what these updates are capable of. So that's why I'm gonna take that extra precaution. And they didn't even announce it and say, "Oh, this is. I guess the auto updates are safe now." I'm assuming they must be now because they didn't even say anything. But I really enjoyed this game for what it is. But I'm gonna run through the patch notes and then I'll have some more things to say and going towards the end. Because there's no way I even let my system on to complete this. I was playing a good variety of games. Resident Evil Village, I'm still playing. Cyberpunk, I'm playing that. If you could believe that, that's even more having more bugs and issues. uh, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Dead by Daylight, Friday the 13th. The list goes on and on for a variety of games. And outside of PlayStation, I'm playing games on my Nintendo Switch as well. So I didn't have to worry about trying to. I wasn't gonna bother leaving my game on for this game, my system running at least. But let's go to the patch notes for this update. Fixed an issue with the deceased scouts. I wasn't even really playing online. I was just playing it offline from where it says this say go online. I didn't even do all that. fixed the issue with the Sea Scouts not appearing as often as intended. I didn't really experience that because I wasn't playing the game online. So I don't know if they were really coming up, if it was working for anyone out there that was playing. After having one of their Sea Scouts course scavenged, players will no longer receive a negative effect parasite on the startup. That's the second note. Fixed an issue where the Ophion boss might disappear after a player uses the reconstructor during the fight. I used one. I was lucky enough to find one prior to the fight, but I took him down on my first try. So I didn't even have him disappear on me. He stayed right in front of me in the middle of the fight. So that was this past Tuesday. So that I didn't have an issue with that. Fixed a rare audio bug causing loud noises during combat. This is the only issue I had from my experience. And then the others, just to wrap up. Fixed a small number of issues where players might become stuck in various rooms. Didn't experience that. Fixed several issues where the player might encounter a black screen during credits or while playing. I let the credits roll for several minutes from this week and didn't experience a black screen. Everything ran smoothly, at least for me. But just going back to the audio bugs, I ended up keeping the sound effects off for a while I was in rooms and playing through particular biomes, because it was just such a mess. So I'm just glad that they put a stop to that. That was just my main issue. And then last but not least, multiple fixes for rare crashes during gameplay. I never crashed during the game. Let's head on here and get into a fight as we get to the end of the video. But I really had fun playing this game. I enjoyed it for what it is. I'm just on my reload. I enjoyed it for what it is while juggling multiple games at the same time. I wasn't even rushing through the game. I just was jumping in between games. I would take breaks, turn it off. Oh, he's gonna shoot a laser. I was taking breaks. I wasn't just leaving my system on at the time. All night. Rest mode didn't really matter to me because I didn't, and I'll go as far as to saying this. I never even utilized rest mode on my PlayStation 5, and I had it for 5 months now. Because once I'm done playing, I'll turn it off. No way I'm leaving my system on for one game. It could be a roll like this. It doesn't matter to me. I'm Gucci. And now I'm done with the game, I can just do whatever I want to do and just explore. And I hope they add more stuff to it. I don't know how you guys feel about a save option. I had a blast and enjoyed it without it. So it doesn't, I don't care if they add it or not. But I would just advise, as far as playing this game, I would play a stage. When you get a good amount of time to play, depending upon your schedule, I would just play a stage and then turn it off. Because once you beat a boss, it will save that way. Once you get a particular suit equipment or a new suit upgrade, when it triggers a cutscene, it's gonna save. So when you have points at the game, moments where you can turn the game off, and then you do an update like this, get a new update, keep that auto update turned off, and then take the precaution to keep on uploading your save data to the cloud. And each time that you make progress, you kill a boss, upload your save data to the PlayStation Plus cloud. But you gotta be a PlayStation Plus member, unfortunately, to do that and utilize that feature. But that's all I can really advise. But it's so unfortunate because so many people have lost their save progress from a game. And who knew that would happen for a brand new exclusive like this? You have to follow a safety protocol of take the precaution of going to your sister settings and disabling automatic updates. It's a mess. But I'm just happy that they fixed the audio bugs. That was the only main issue for me that I experienced. But just like I said, I enjoyed the game for what it was, even without the save feature. I don't think they're gonna ever add one, unfortunately. It'll be cool to see if it gets added. I'm gonna go to this game. We'll just have to see. Oh, it's a data key. But things like this that you find, you're not going to be able to keep upon on your first life. And I can understand wanting to keep your run and not wanting to level up all over again. But you're not going to make it through your first time. It's just sometimes things can be different. Reduces malfunction probability. See, I'm not going to pick that up. But this is such a... Oh, now he shows up. It's such a great game, though. They really made a really good game. But who knew that the updates would really trigger such problems? And the main problem, the source of the problem was patch 133. Because that's the patch that really destroyed people's data, their runs, and their progress, locking up PlayStations and stuff like that. It's dangerous. So, I'm curious to hear about some of you guys' experience in the comments. I just didn't want to go for just a couple minutes and run through the patches. I wanted to at least share my experience about the game and, you know, the issues that I went through for the game. But that's going to be it. But going forward, I'll just continue to update you guys about the new updates for this game while I'm just searching for some particular items I'll just collect on my own. I'm also going to have my playthrough on my most recent playthrough of the stream, and even the other one that I was my most recent one from this past week finishing the game, and then the other one where I was having the audio bugs. But from a few days ago, for 2 days ago, I didn't experience any audio bugs, thankfully. So I was able to play through the entire biome without any sort of glitches or audio bugs or something like that. But I even prepped myself. I just turned down the volume in my headphones so my ears won't be hurting. So that's it. But hopefully you guys enjoy the game, and let me know how you guys are liking the game. And hopefully this update didn't destroy your data, but definitely make sure you keep uploading your save data to the PlayStation Plus cloud service, so that way you guys can maintain your data each time that you update, and each time that you make some progress, and each time you kill a boss or you get a suit upgrade or something like that. Take that extra precaution.